just elaborate on your relationship to your ex-husband or whatnot? Because I know you was talking about him earlier. Do you want to elaborate on some of the things that he done to you or whatnot?
Um, yeah, I do. I'm not gonna get really deep into it. That's for another section. I mean segment. But I do want to say that ladies, don't let these men stop you. Like I went through. I don't talk about anything if I haven't experienced it, and I went through abuse. I was in an abusive relationship for years, and the only people who knew were the people who noticed him tearing me down, and the people that I trusted to tell. Those were the only people who knew. People, they're always gonna ask because they want to be nosy, but I was like mentally, physically, and emotionally abused. I'm gonna say mental because a mind. Once somebody gets control of your mind, it's just very, very hard to get it back. Like when a man manipulates you in a way to take control of you, your mind, and your body, it's hard to come from that. So if you have a friend like in an abusive relationship, don't say, "Oh, I wouldn't be with him. I'd be in it." Because like I said before, I've been a fighter my whole life. I'm an aggressive, independent woman. Like I always put my foot down. That's how I had to be in my household, especially being a single parent, basically. But I thought that too. But I used to be that person that say, "I would never be. How come she don't just leave?" Sometimes when you're dealing with a narcissistic man, it's hard to leave him. Everything is your fault. And you start believing that these things are your fault. So when I could have been in nursing school years ago, I had put him first. I put him before me. He wanted to do landscaping. I was 10 toes down with the landscaping and everything, but he wasn't there for me like he should have been. It was more trying to stop me and trying to make me be a peon, and he was controlling, didn't want me to work. Not just that, very, very abusive. I could tell y'all some of the stories I went through, and you all would be like, really? Like I'm upset I did go through that, but in the same sentence, I'm not, because it made me who I am today. I think if I didn't go through it, I wouldn't be as strong as I am today. At one point, I realized I had to fight back. It took years for me to realize that, though. It wasn't nothing I just woke up and said, "Oh, I'm gonna go punch him in the nose." It took a minute for me to realize what was really going on. I knew that the situation I was in wasn't right because I'd never been in before. But when I tell you I love this man, I didn't see myself without him. But he is the reason why I didn't see myself without him. The way he would talk to me and the things he did for me. And I don't know about any other abusive man, but I know he was a provider because he didn't want me to have to lean on anybody else. I think he was the provider the way he was because in my abusive relationship, he didn't want me to go to another man or to go to my mom and them, because then I would put people in our business. So he would pay the bills and do everything. It looked good on the outside. I always had a car. He had a car. We always had a nice little place. But he never did it around my kids. But as though I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, don't ever think your kids didn't know.
They know.
Yeah, don't ever think they didn't know. I was riding in the car with my daughter New Year's Eve, and all these years I felt like they knew something, but I felt like they didn't really know. So
Probably because you was up and down all the time.
yeah, but I thought I was hiding it really good.
You can't hide.
Yeah,
It's
I thought I was lying real well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that they was believing that I got into these wrecks, and I got into a fight, and I thought that they was really believing it. They were so young that I'm like, they probably believe, and they never really brought it back up. But on New Year's Eve, me driving in the car with my kids, because my son was here from college, and they just thought, you know how kids are, they bring up old memories and think it's funny that mama didn't know this and didn't know that, and we did this and you didn't know. So it was one of those situations. And my daughter was like, "Yeah, you know such and such. You remember when we went to Santa Fe and you walked in and you had that black eye, and she made fun of you having a black eye?" I didn't even know this happened. Didn't even know the little girl was talking about me having a black eye. She was like, "That was the little girl. That's the girl I'm talking about. That little girl that talked about you having that black eye." And it really hit hard, even though I'm not going through it right now. But it's like, what else do they know that they didn't talk about? Like, what else are you hiding that you knew but you didn't want to bring to the forefront because you felt like we didn't talk about it in the home? But I went through hell. I really did. I had a gun pulled on me. I had him take me to a house and tell me this is where he was going to put my body. My mama threatened him. I had my mother threaten him at a family gathering. Like, I never told her. But I'm thinking, like I said, I'm thinking I'm lying real good. And I had a black eye one Thanksgiving. And she like, "What happened to your eye?" you keep getting these black eyes, keep having these stories. And I'm like, oh, my car door got stuck and I pulled it really hard and hit me in the face. I thought she bought it. No, Thanksgiving came.
Mom don't buy nothing. She
No,
knows.
she knew. Thanksgiving came a couple days later, and we was in the kitchen having a good time. You know, she walked up to him and was like, "You put your hands on my daughter again, and I'm gonna hurt you." And I think my mouth was just open because I hadn't told her, so I'm just like, wow. He didn't say nothing. You know, he tried to lie a little bit and say, "I don't even want my hands on your daughter," but it had got bad. It had got real bad, and like I said, next time we can really elaborate on it. But it's taken a lot out of me to tell this. And when my best friend sees this, she's going to be like, go girl. She's been, it's so many years I never wanted to talk about this. Because it's things that I start remembering when I talk about it that are very like, they hurt. And it's like, how could somebody you trusted and somebody that you were loyal to hurt you the way they did and keep you, like you were scared I was going to outshine you. So you dimmed my light. And I felt like, I'm even getting emotional now. I felt like that was like, it was messed up. Like, you don't do that to somebody you love. And I was married to this man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And to elaborate what you was talking about earlier, about that situation, you walk into the restaurant, I think, and your kids are saying something about the black guy. They were joking.
They were in the car, yeah.
Yeah, in the car. That's a suppressed memory that you had got rid of in your subconscious or whatnot. That's what we do when we come on a trauma or whatnot. It's a survival tactic that your brain will do to you. It'll make you forget stuff that was the most horrible stuff that happened to you in your life.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of crazy because when people bring it back up, you're like, you know what? I didn't even know that even happened.
I forgot.
And you actually lived through it and it happened to you, but your brain protects you from those traumatic events that goes on in your life so you can keep pushing forward. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I just wanted to elaborate on because I have a whole bunch of suppressed memories of my childhood. Just like when I was telling you earlier about being bullied. That was one of my suppressed memories or whatnot that I brought back up maybe 10 years ago. And I'm writing a book now, so in my book, now when I write in my book, all these memories come up. I had stopped writing my book for a while. And I'm like, man, do I want to really unlock my brain and, you know, see these things again?
And relive those memories.
And relive these moments. Because when you're writing a book, you have to relive the moment. That's the only way you can tell your story.
But it's hard. Just like when she wanted me to go in depth about everything that happened. But it's like, even me telling her, I'm like, I want to do the podcast. It's like, you can't tell how you became or how your journey without saying how you actually really got there. You can't leave that out. I'm like, I can leave that part. It's like, no, you need to. For years, she's been trying to get me to blog, say stuff, write a book. And I'm good at writing. I want to write a book, but it's like you said, how much of it do I really want to tap into without me being when I was just talking about, I got emotional, without me getting emotional and saying, you know what, I can't do this. I can't, because it brings up not just memories, but how you felt at that time, at that moment. And then it makes your heart heavy. Like, if I could have I would have been great earlier, way sooner than now. If I would have just did this or did it, and how did I, you know, it hurts.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. And then it's like people start to judge you, like, you really, girl, you was really, and now I got to talk about how, you know, what really happened with them, and they, 9 times out of 10, they probably don't even care. They probably don't care. Just want to talk about me. But yeah.
But I think your story is going to help a lot of people out there, and I'm glad we did the interview. And I can't wait till you come back on again because I know
I'm gonna be cute next time. I am gonna be cute. I just got off work. Don't hop in the comments and be like, ooh, her hair, man, she sure she a nurse. She makes it. She sure she got nurse money. And I felt like I needed to come do this. I kept rescheduling. I'm tired. I just did a 16. I am tired. But like I said, I want to come raw and uncut because this is how us nurses that get down. We all don't wear really cute scrubs. We all don't. But next time I am going to be cute.